Every once in a while, there's just that one thing that makes you want to come to work today. This is that one thing for me. In the Rewrite tonight, another episode of the merger of church and state. This time in Kentucky, where the state tourism board gave preliminary approval today for $18.25 million in state government funding for a Noah's Ark theme park. The Kentucky Tourism Development Finance Authority voted unanimously to approve government financial support for the Noah's Ark theme park that plans to begin construction next week and hopes to open 2 years from now. The ACPAC, and I so wish this was located in Boston, the ACPAC is the latest beneficiary of one of this country's stupidest forms of socialism, government handouts to private companies, usually justified by the never provable notion that the company will generate enough economic activity in the state to more than pay back the cost of its subsidies through increased tax revenue to the state. That is the theory under which sports socialism has thrived in this country, and you, the taxpayer, have subsidized the construction of lavish skyboxes that you will never see in the playpens of professional athletes who might actually have to make $1 million or $2 million less a year if the stadiums they play in were actually capitalistic enterprises. When the ACPAC is up and running, the state of Kentucky will send an annual check to the state. The state of Kentucky will send an annual check to the ACPAC in gratitude for all of the tourism the 500-foot replica of Noah's Ark will be bringing to Kentucky. Of course, many readers of the Old Testament will not consider the new Ark to be a replica at all, because to be a replica of something, that something would have had to actually exist before. And the whole Noah's Ark thing is one of the many elements of the Bible that science has made impossible to believe. Since the dawn of science, one of the principal missions of theology for religions based on the Bible is to explain what the Bible really means when it says that thing that no one believes anymore. Like the penalty for adultery is death. No one believes that anymore. The Bible is littered with death penalties that no one believes anymore. The Bible says the penalty for not observing the Sabbath is death. No one believes that anymore, but we still have millions of people who claim to be literal followers of the Bible, when in fact they are not. Many Republicans claim to be literal followers of the Bible, but not one of them has ever called for a known adulterer, even a politician known adulterer, to be put to death, because they don't believe that anymore. And the only way the ACPAC will be able to keep some people believing what they're seeing is a replica of what Noah actually built is to, let's say, underplay certain aspects of the story of Noah. Like, for example, when Noah built this 500-foot wooden ship, Noah was 600 years old. Yes, that's what the Bible says. Noah was 600 years old. Luckily, he had some help, though, because when he was 500 years old, Noah had 3 sons. So they surely got the thing built in about 4 times faster than they could have if Noah was doing this all alone. And remember, the reason Noah had to build this ship is because God told him that God was so angry, just outright blind angry at the way his creation, human beings, were behaving, that God had decided to murder every man, woman, and child and fetus on earth, except Noah and his family. And while he was at it, God's rage made him decide to kill every form of animal life on earth, including birds and butterflies, not because they did anything wrong at all, but because God felt like it. He did not tell Noah to move his family deep into a cave so that God could burn the entire surface of the earth, destroying every living thing on it. Instead, he told him he was going to flood the earth with water, thereby making it an even more hospitable and fun place for fish. Why killer sharks were a more favored species in God's eye than doves, we don't know. But one of the tour guides is going to get that question at the ACPAC the day that I get down there to check that place out. So this 600-year-old guy, with his 100-year-old sons, builds a 500-foot boat into which he marches not 2 animals of each species, as is commonly believed, but as God ordered him, 7 pairs of every kind of clean animal, a male and its mate, and 1 pair of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate, and also 7 pairs of every kind of bird, male and female. So, 7 pairs of deer and 1 pair of pigs. Never mind how every species on Earth was suddenly supposed to get the message to show up at Noah's Ark just in time to get on board. But assuming they did, there would be a very, very long line to get on that boat.
2 camels, 2 lions, 2 ostriches, 2 leopards, 2 tigers, 2 zebra. Here's the crux of my point. Just 1 species on the ark at the moment, the giraffes. They got their first longer legs, okay? 5 million more species to get on there. So 2 of it. So two animals on the ark at the moment, 10 million more animals to go.
The fake Noah's Ark is going to be 510 long, 85 feet wide, and 55 feet high. It will presumably have, I don't know, 4 or 5 floors, or I suppose we should say decks, and so it will surely be able to fit hundreds of animals, depending on how big they are, especially since you only have to fit 2 camels in there because they are unclean animals according to the Bible. It's okay. Relax. Take it easy. You can disbelieve the story of Noah and still be a good Christian or still be a good Jew. You don't have to believe that God got himself so blindingly enraged that God decided to wipe out, to murder every living thing above water on the planet. You don't have to believe that. The story of Noah's Ark is just one of many, many, many things in the Bible that good Christians and good Jews no longer believe. I can't wait to see what Noah looks like at the Ark Park. What does a 600-year-old guy look like? How long is a 585-year-old beard? Now, Hollywood will ask you to believe almost anything, for a couple of hours anyway. Hollywood asks you to believe in fairies, hobbits, Jedis, Smurfs, all manner of gremlins, Godzilla. But in Hollywood, Noah is 50 years old, because even Hollywood can't buy the 600-year-old guy thing.